Hey there, you are feeling that it is hard to get traction and be seen in the sea of Me Too businesses that are out there. If you feel like you are working way too hard to get every client that you get, that you are feeling pressured to reduce your prices, especially right now in this are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession? This recessionary environment, let's call it, that we happen to be in. Do you feel like you are chasing rather than genuinely attracting great potential clients, great clients to work with? Do you feel like no matter what you do, you can't really get a powerful message out there? I'm going to dispel some myths about all of that in this video. And my name's Winnie Anderson. I am an award-winning brand strategist and copywriter, and I work with service-based businesses to shorten their selling cycle. I help them position themselves very clearly as the unique solution provider, and I help them by creating core content that I refer to as billboard content that guides their buyers along their buying journey and helps them decide to buy. So the business is able to stop selling and start truly helping their potential clients to decide to take action and buy. And in this video, I'm going to dispel some significant myths about branding. We're going to go into one of them in a little bit of depth. But I'm going to mention the however many there are, the 6 of them. And of course, I have notes here, notes to the left of me, so I'll be glancing down. Those of you who have followed me for a while might be wondering what is up with her lighting and her camera, etc. I'm working on my laptop today for a couple of reasons. One is because my desktop is in the shop and I won't get it back until Friday. And this space looks different because I decided to rearrange my office, and so my whole lighting setup is different as well. That's all right. We're going to dive in and we're going to go ahead and discuss things anyway. So last week I was doing some research for a project and doing some research on naming a business, which is naming in general, one of the services that my agency provides and that I provide. I name things from your framework to your offering to the names of things that you give away, pieces of content, etc. So I was doing some research on that, and an article grabbed my eye in the search results. The website it was on is Entrepreneur Magazine. I'm not a fan of Entrepreneur Magazine. I do my best never to read anything on their website because they are trademark bullies. I won't get into that right now, but there's plenty of, if you Google that, there's plenty of articles out there that you can read and learn more about it. So anyway, my little protest is to not give them any of my time, attention, and certainly not my dollars. But this headline really caught my attention and it sucked me in, and that's a topic for another time as well. But I clicked on it, I started reading it, and frankly, I was shocked. I was just completely shocked to read what I read in this national and international publication and website and find them actually promoting myths about branding and just frankly incorrect information. So that kind of lit a fire under me to write this big manifesto about branding. If you would like a copy of that, just let me know in the comments and I'll make sure you get information on that and get it as soon as it's ready for publication. I'm in the process of compulsively editing it and I'm gonna pretty it up and then I will get it out to those who have said that they are interested in giving it a read. So the whole thing about the whole word brand just brings up all kinds of mental images that are unique, of course, to you. And there is an awful lot of misperception and myths out there about the whole concept of building a brand, what's a brand, etc. That's what we're going to address today. So first of all, let's talk about what a brand is and what it is not. It's not your logo. It's not. It's not your tagline. It is not some, cute little thing that you say. It's not your content. It's nothing like that. In a nutshell, your brand is your reputation. That is the central concept, the core concept of what a brand is. We use the term brand a lot of different ways, and I say we as in people, and certainly we who work in the branding industry and brand strategy and marketing. But a brand really is your reputation in the marketplace. It is what people say about you when you're not around. It is also what people say about you when you are there. How do they introduce you? If you've ever been to a live event, and or even online, and someone has introduced you to someone else, and you've thought, that's not what I do, or that's a terrible way to describe what I do, that means that you do not have a clear brand, and there's this confusion about exactly what it is that you do. Well, that's what branding is all about. Branding is the action, the activity around clarifying your message and then building that brand, getting that message out, getting it out clearly, simply, and effectively, so people do understand clearly what it is that you do and the outcome that you deliver, and of course, the people you deliver it for. And to do that in a way that then is memorable, that resonates with people. So those are those two concepts. Let's talk about what the myths are, and this is just a real quick video today because it's Message Monday. Every Monday is Message Monday. And then I'll go in depth at another time. But again, if you want the manifesto I'm writing about this, let me know and I'll get it to you. So there are these myths, as I said, about branding, and I'm going to go backwards over them, right? So, and of course, I've got them written down. So first of all, number 6 is that it's not important. Oh, yes, it is. It is important because I don't know about you, my reputation is important to me. What people say about me, and this is a delicate balance between caring about what people say about you and not caring about what people say about you. So you are talking to a very specific audience. Those people, you care that they understand what your business is all about and that they understand what you are all about. So there is that. I need to care about how people talk about me and how they describe my business, and that they speak clearly and simply about the outcome, the results that I produce. So branding is important. And another myth that ties into that is that branding is only for big businesses. So that's this, we're on 2, and we're counting up, right? So we've done 6, we've done 5. The branding is only for big businesses. And while that's what we think of when we maybe hear the word brand, you think of the products, the consumer products that you purchase. You might think of brands that you love or brands that you hate, because a central idea of branding is that you're polarizing, that you resonate with those you're attracting, and you repel those that you're not trying to connect with. So branding is actually incredibly important, and it's probably most important for smaller businesses, the micro businesses, the small and mid-sized businesses, because there's so much competition out there and you're trying to clearly stand out. That speaks to positioning, how you are clearly claiming your space and standing out among the sea of everyone else. Have a garden that is full of flowers right now, of course, but you can see some of them are taller than the other ones. So out of that sea of flowers that are all the same, are you sticking out? And are you making it clear to people what you stand for, what you stand against? So branding is not just for big businesses, and it is important. So a myth is that it's not important, and then it's just for big businesses. So we're up to number 4 now, in terms of the biggest myths about branding. One is that once you get a logo, you're done. Wrong. I won't go into tons of detail here, but branding is an ongoing process. We change and evolve as people. Our businesses change and evolve. Our market changes and evolve. So once we get a logo, once we create other visual items, you can hear the birds outside. The window's open because it's hot in here. You're not done. Branding is an ongoing process. It's really an evolution of your business. Next is that, so we're up to number 3. Yes, number 3. One is that it starts with your name. No, it doesn't start with your name. It's like, that's not even it. It's nowhere near what it starts with your name. That was what was on that article. It still boggles the mind. Your brand does not start with your name. Yes, your name's important, at least in some industries. The really big thing that's important is naming your offerings and have your names be gotta have it kind of names, so that when people hear what you offer, they go, yeah, that's what I want. Right? So there's all kinds of thinking around creating great names. If you want more information about that, just say names or something like naming below, and I will do a video on that at another time. But no, it is not about your name. I'm speechless that somebody even thinks that, but yeah, they really did. So going back from starting at the bottom, going back to where we are, so that it is not important, that it's only for big business, that once you get a logo, you're done. Number 4 was that it starts with your name. The other one was, okay, so now we're up to, right, the next to the last one, is that it's a marketing thing. Wrong. That is probably one of, it is the top 2 myths. That's one of them. That it's the responsibility of marketing. No, it is not. They might lead the charge. That might be where the creative work is done, or it might be done by an outside agency, which is common for people to hire an outside agency to get that outside perspective. But it's not the responsibility of marketing. Where marketing comes into play is getting it out. And a great brand strategist will help you, which you may have on your team. Yeah, you, if you do. A great brand strategist will pull out the brand from you. The brand starts with the founder, and as the business evolves and other people are involved in it, then maybe the executive team gets involved in the direction of the brand, the evolution of the brand. But it starts with the founder, because it grows out of the founder's point of view, out of that person's beliefs, values, principles, aspirations. I have a formula that I call SWOT: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, aspirations, results, and threats. And all of these things and a few other things combine to create the essence of your brand. So your brand's essence is the brand's heart and soul. That does not come from marketing. We can help spot it, because often it's like trying to see the end of your nose, right? It's there, you can sort of see it, but you're not all the way on. So that's why an outside person can really bring a lot to the process, because we see things that you're unable to see, and we can find the words for things that you're just unable to find the words for. I had a client who said, we always knew we were different, but we just couldn't find the language to describe it. And that's where a brand strategist and a copywriter can come into play. All right, so the absolutely top, the number one, let's do a speedy recap first, and then we'll do the number one. So number 6, that it's not important. Number 5, that it is, once you get the logo, you're done, right? That's really it. No. Next is number 654. Sorry, it's been a long day. Is that it's a marketing thing. Number 3 is that it starts with your name. Number 2 is that it is only for big businesses. And the number 1 myth about branding is that it's all about your logo. No, it is not. As I said, your brand is not your logo. It's not your tagline. It's not your color palette. It's none of the visuals or the verbal components of your marketing tools. Your brand, in a nutshell, is your reputation. And that reputation is what people say about you, how they describe your business. It is emotional, it is cognitive. And once people have a belief about you, it can be very hard to change it. Yes, it can happen. It's usually what we refer to as a rebrand, as we shape your message and try to work to embolden it and get it out there in a more simple, more clear way, and get people to really understand the outcome that you deliver. So your brand is not your logo, and branding doesn't stop with your logo. It is not just for a marketing person to worry about. It is something that is everybody's concern in your organization, but it starts with the founder and their beliefs, values, point of view, aspiration, principles, etc., their brand essence. And it's important for every business to recognize that they already have a brand out there in the marketplace. The problem comes when you're not known for what you want to be known for. And if you are not distinct and seen as the leader of the pack, if you will, of those in your segments, you're just the average Me Too business. So what are the advantages, the benefits of you creating a powerful, clear, strong brand? One is that it's easy for other people to remember you. That's the whole nature of it, is that you're trying to create something that makes it easy for people to remember, which makes you easy to refer and recommend. And it's easier for you to stand out. It's also easier for you to be truly excellent, deeply excellent at what you do. It gives you permission to focus and simplify. It gives you permission to really be that expert. You can just let everything else go, right? Doctors really get this. If I'm a cardiologist, I'm not worrying about the patients that the dentist is getting, because it's not my thing, right? And I can put all of my time, attention, and revenue to become the deep expert at cardiology or whatever it is that is my expertise. So it also helps buyers to recognize who it is that they want to work with, because you're amplifying your own qualities. You're amplifying your point of view, your values, your principles, your beliefs, along with your frameworks and how you do the work you do. You are pre-selling yourself. You're educating your audience. You're elevating yourself in the process. You're inspiring them about what the future could look like if they implement the change that you're offering. And then you're inviting them to take that next step. So you're not selling, you are truly helping people decide to buy. That's the nature of building a great brand. So it really helps people understand and recognize who they want to work with. And people want an expert. They want to work with an expert. Nobody sits around going, I wonder who's really average here. I need somebody to fix my car. I only need somebody average. No, you want the best, right? You want an expert. You worry about figuring out how to pay for it later. So really, a brand is all, as Billy Joel said, it's a matter of trust. You're trying to share information, you're trying to position yourself clearly, pre-sell yourself, so people recognize the value that you offer and go, yeah, I like this person. I understand what they're saying. I can see they're an expert and I'm going to work with them. So just some real quick signs that your brand is not clear. So I'm going to give a little pause and then I'm going to say that again. So here are some signs that your brand is not clear. You get really not good referrals. People, they might send somebody your way and you go, this person is not really a great client for me. People approach you, but they don't get what you do either. Like I said before, somebody introduces you and they introduce you wrong. You're thinking, I don't do that. People aren't really interested in what you do. You're not communicating it very powerfully, or you don't solve a big enough problem that they really care about. Do a Google search on the category of business that you're in and see how many other businesses come up. Probably millions, right? So you've really got to work to distinguish yourself in your community alone, your corner of the internet. You're trying to be seen in just a sea of Me Too businesses. That requires a clear brand, clear reputation, that you stand for certain things and that you solve certain problems. And you might find that prospects have actually, potential clients have actually turned you down, and yet they've gone to work with people who charge more. It's not about price, but when we're not clear in our messaging, that's the only place where buyers can focus on price, because it makes sense to them, right? Especially when you're selling services. So difficult to get that message clear and simple and across to folks. So just a speedy recap of what we talked about. There are a lot of myths out there about brands, branding, building a brand. I just shared with you the top 6, gave you a couple of quick bullets to dispel them, focused primarily on the fact that the number 1 myth is that your brand is your logo. No, it's not. Your brand is actually your reputation in the marketplace. It's how people talk about you and what they say about you. So it's super important for you to consciously work to be on message all the time, to keep that message clear and simple so people really get it. But if you haven't nailed your message, that's going to be part of the problem with trying to build a brand. And brand gets expressed visually and verbally. So as I mentioned, I have written a manifesto. I'm in the process of finishing my compulsive tweaks about it. So if you would like to get a copy of that when I'm done in a day or two, just let me know below. You can just say manifesto or send it to me, or however way you want to share that, and I'll reach out to you and make sure that you get the information about how you can get that. All right. So this has been Winnie Anderson. I'm an award-winning brand strategist and copywriter, and I work with service businesses to help them position themselves clearly and attract pre-sold clients so they can stop selling and start helping their prospects decide to buy. All right, that's it for now. I am off to get a swim in since it's hot here, and I will catch up with you in another video soon. See you now. See you later.